What is up, everybody? What is up? I apologize for the slight delay, the intro. There's some slight technical motherfucking difficulties, but we're back, baby. And it is Shooting the Shit Uncensored. It is me, your host, the bald, the beard, the beautiful Piers Austin. And we are brought to you live by MWA Podcast Network. Guys, let me take a quick second to thank some sponsors. First up is A-Rock Designs. Now, A-Rock Designs is that company that you always hear me bragging about, guys. They're all over the wrestling groups, the wrestling Facebook pages, the wrestling Instagram pages. They make custom cups, hoodies, keychains, t-shirts, tumblers, you name it, they make it. They can monogram your dog if you want them to do it. They made me my custom CM Punk tumbler. Whoops, I keep saying that word because I'm Australian. That's just what we do. But anyway, this tumbler is absolutely amazing, guys. Keeps my cold drinks cold, my hot drinks hot. Go and check out A-Rock Designs on Facebook. You can also find them on arockdesigns.com. They have an amazing product for an absolute amazing price. Next up is Signal Studios, baby. Now, Signal Studios is that recording studio that everybody is talking about. If you are an independent professional wrestler, you need to have awesome entrance music. You need to be walking to the ring with something cool, something fly, something hip as fuck. So hit up Signal Studios. They can mix, master, produce any type of track that you want. They work with amazing bands like the Cicadas, who provide the entrance music for my show, which makes my show cool. It gives my show a little bit more of a standout. So thank you, Cicadas band, and thank you, Signal Studios. Make sure you check these guys out, and you will not be disappointed. Guys, what a big week that we've had this week. You know, I've been able to do a couple of interviews. This is my third interview for a week. So lucky you guys, you get to see me more. But guys, as well, we had we had Killing the Business yesterday with the Kingpin Angel Medina, his special guest, Alan Kwee Funk. And man, that we announced a massive fucking bombshell yesterday that Kwee is joining the MWA podcast fam, and he's going to be starting his show Get Funked, which is starting next week on Thursday. Keep an eye out because he's going to have a very special guest joining him on that show, much like how I've got a very special guests joining me on this show, and I'm going to bring them out. These are my boys from the States. They've been trained at Gleason's Gym, which is owned by Johnny Rodz, true WWE Hall of Famer. These guys are hilarious, man. They've been wrestling for years around the indie scene from the east to the west of the United States. They're a couple of bad motherfuckers. Let's bring them out. Boogaloo and LowRyda. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, Piers? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me on a Saturday evening for you guys, and giving up your time. I really appreciate it. Apologies about the technical difficulties in the beginning. This shit happens, man, when we're in the game, bro. It's man, what's been happening?
We're in like two parts of the world. Yeah, it's gonna happen, right?
100%, bro. But what's been happening with you guys, man? How you guys been lately?
Nothing, man. We're on a little bit of a layoff now. COVID, not much shows for us to work, but we're pushing through, right?
Yep. Same shit another day, man.
That's it, man. And you guys have been wrestling for a while, and the gimmick or the characters of the dead presidents that you guys have, very reminiscent from the movie The Dead Presidents, which I think was made around the 90s. The 90s. How did the gimmick sort of come to be for you guys? Were you guys like huge fans for the movie, or was it just something that you thought that wasn't really being done and it's a cool look?
Well, see, we were actually throwing the gimmick from XPW when we went to XPW Day. We were like, hey, we got a cool gimmick, and they threw us that bone. Super dope gimmick. We loved it right off the rip, and we were like, you know what? Let's run with it.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing, you mentioned XPW and being that company that you guys work for, and anyone who is a fan of indie wrestling, especially around from that era of wrestling where XPW was around was, you know, the indie wars really of that time. And, you know, working for a company like XPW, which a lot of people have said, you know, mixed feelings about. How did you guys find, you know, working for Rob Black and working at XPW?
I liked Rob. Rob was really cool with us. He was very straightforward. But we got in through a guy named Slash. He was like our kind of liaison into it, and we met Kevin Kleinrock, which is another great person. And just like when we went there, it was like totally different because we used to work in indies, and I was doing Ring of Honor, and it was like the production. I was like, wow, it was amazing. Like some of the stuff they did because they used like their real equipment and all that. I guess all the stuff he used for the porn movies.
Yeah,
but you know, and that's the thing, you know, you mentioned you're working Ring of Honor, Boogaloo, because you were actually tagging with Homicide prior to LowRyda, correct?
Yes, Natural Born Sinners, me and Homicide. We were tearing up the indies for a while, and then when Ring of Honor started, they brought us over, and I really enjoyed working at Ring of Honor too.
Yeah, I mean, when did you guys start tagging? Like, did you guys break into the business at the same time and just join up later on, or did LowRyda, did you start a little bit later? What was the situation?
I actually started I think I was 16. I started training at Gleason's, and I got myself a summer job, jumped in there. I was at the gym from when I got off my summer job until gym closed, training pretty much every single day. And then as soon as my summer job was done, every day I was off from school, I was out there, you know. But I started in 99. And like Gleason's was the land of the giants, you know.
Yeah. When I got there, it was 96, I believe, like 90. Yeah, I was 19 at the time. And when I got in, it was me and two other guys. We were the smallest guys there. It was me, Damian Dragon, and this kid named WWN Bandito, Willie. And Willie was smaller than us, but he was a badass dude. And basically in the beginning, they were there before me, and basically I was the tackling dummy for the whole gym. So they would just throw me around and everything. And then cause we had big former football players. One guy used to play for the Lions. One guy was on the practice team for the Jets. It was a land of the giants, really. And then us three cruiserweights. And then the little guy, Willie, he was a little tough judo guy. He goes to me, he goes, "Aren't you an amateur wrestler?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You know how to shoot, right?" He goes, "Let's just start beating their ass." And then we started throwing them around and stuff.
You started guys in the gym.
Yeah, so we started just bullying the guys, and then that's how we got our respect.
Yeah, and how did Johnny Rod's sitting there watching this? Did he just sort of let it go? As like he understood the business going on. Right, these guys are proving a point.
Johnny, Johnny's a shooter, so Johnny loved it. And Johnny, like the day I joined the gym, I was 155 pounds, and he's doing this thing. While he talks to you, he's writing as he's talking, and he's drawing, doodling, and then he tells me, "Okay, your name is this, and you're 100 and." He goes, "You're 185 pounds." I said, "Johnny, I'm 155. He goes, "In 6 months, you're going to be 185 pounds. In 6 months, I was 185 pounds. He gave me his old workout routine that him and Superfly Snooker used to do. And he told me how to eat. He's like, "You're going to eat steak with potatoes and this, and you're going to drink a beer and smoke a cigar, and you're going to be 185 in 6 months. And sure as hell, I was 185 in 6 months. But,
wow. Have a cigar, drink a beer, eat steak and potatoes, grow hair on your chest and your balls, and you'll be 185.
Yeah, and do this workout 3 days a week.
Wow, dude. I've got to get that workout from you, man.
Yeah.
But, like when, LowRyda, you broke into the business, were you guys always planning on tagging together, or did you guys want to keep that separate?
I'll say for me, man, it was a dream for me to team with my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were little kids, we were running our neighborhood, beating the fuck out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're the LOD, we're the Bulldogs, and we were just beating up our neighbors. You know. So it was like for me, the opportunity finally came up. Like we were doing I was in a tag team with Eddie Guapo, and we were the Los Lunatics at the time. And my brother was the third member of the Lunatics, and we used to, occasionally we do a trio thing. Occasionally we get to team up, but it was mostly just me and Guapo teaming up. So when the opportunity came up for me and my brother to team, I was like, hell yeah, man, let's do this shit,
Yeah. Sort of like going in and living that sort of childhood dream of playing in the the lounge room and sort of beating the fuck out of each other, So, and getting to that point of working around the indies, and you guys have pretty much worked in a lot of places: Ring of Honor, Combat Zone Wrestling, XPW. What has been the main sort of goal when you guys were sort of young in the business? Did you guys have the want to go to like WWE or WCW, TNA, or any of that, or was it just like we just want to get into this, we want to do it on the local scene and see where it takes us?
There was no I didn't know nothing about a local independence when I got in. What happened was I was wrestling. I wrestled high school. I did a little bit of different things, and then my dad goes, I got laid off from my job. My dad's like, hey, come up here, I'll get you a job. So I got a job working with my dad in New York. And then I'm working at I was working New York City Transit. Well, at the time it was Queen Surface, and I was doing the bus surveying. So I go hit a magazine shop, and I'm looking at magazines. I grab a wrestling magazine, and I see they did an article on this wrestler named Tiger Khan. And he's talking about, he came out of Gleason's gym in Brooklyn. I was like, there's wrestling schools. Okay, cool. So I got all the information. I went down there, and then that's when I had that meeting with Johnny where he was drawing and all that. And then he charged me $1,500. I paid it the next day, and that was it.
The $1,500 was for the wrestling training, not the drawing?
No. Yeah, no. I don't want a picture of a wheel.
That's it. But guys, look, just want to take a quick pause here just to sort of let everybody know we've got a huge announcement coming at the end of this this interview. So make sure you head over to twitch.tv/MWA World, where we're going to have that announcement going live, baby. But guys, even in getting into the world of wrestling, what were some of the things that you guys have learned from it that there was no way that you had even thought about this prior to once getting into wrestling? Like, what were some of the mind-blowing things that you found once you got in?
Good, Sean.
I'll let you start, Lou.
The difference between certain locker rooms, like I've been in locker rooms where it's chaotic with drugs and alcohol and all kinds of people snorting stuff off chairs and stuff, and then I've been in locker rooms that's like just nerds playing cards and video games, like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. Yeah. So I mean,
it's never the same sort of thing. Like
it blew my mind, and to see like a lot of these big name stars that you idolize sing in the locker room with them, and then they're doing drugs and stuff, and like, what the hell? But it is what it is.
Is it almost like sort of like morale killing? Is like seeing these guys that you looked up to in the business just sitting there, just like all fucked up from drugs and shit before the show starts.
Yep. Yeah. It was pretty sad. It was I know Angels told a story about wrestling Jake the Snake. I was with him at that show, and we go out and they told Jake, hey, we want you to do like 6 minutes. He's like, how about I do 3? I like odd numbers. So basically Angel got stuck doing the 3-minute match, and he's like, and then we're gonna do this, and then the snake's gonna come out. Angel's like, fuck no, he's gonna take the snake. So I wound up getting the snake thrown on me. I think I took the DDT. I think I took someone else under the bus. I think I took the DDT too, and I got the snake put on me. But it was fun. I mean, but all the stories he told you about that day was true. With he's showing us the tattoo, talking about I think the Bat Cave and crazy shit. I just remember him being in the bathroom stall most of the most of the night.
Yeah, right. Did it ruin your perception of him after that night, though?
I guess I saw him on that one pay-per-view where he was shit-faced.
Yeah.
So I already knew what to expect when I met him. So it wasn't like a big, it didn't break my heart so much.
Yeah, right. And what about for you, LowRyda?
I don't know, man. Like, I guess I kind of I got to hang around the locker room and shit because I used to go with my brother all the time when I was still training to the shows. So I got to experience a lot of the shit before I even, really was officially on the shows and in the locker room and stuff, But man, I don't know. It was disappointing seeing the way some of these guys, were fucked up and and were willing to just fucking do shit right in front of everybody. I guess it is what it is, right? Because we're all the boys, but it was just a little weird, just to see people that you're watching on TV a couple years back, maybe even sometimes weeks prior, and all of a sudden now they're on an indie show with you and you see them fucking sitting there doing silly shit in the locker room. I'm like, what the fuck?
You kind of get thrown off from it, and you just like, this is someone who I've idolized and look up to, and now they're doing lines of coke off a stripper's ass in front of me.
They're licking like what was it? Morphine
popsicles, fucking silly shit like that.
It was 3 guys doing it, and 2 of them are dead. One is Chris Candido, the other one's Bam Bam Bigelow. But it was the 3 of them doing it.
Damn, man, it's sad, but you know what? As well, it sort of gives that sort of look to like younger talent. Hey, this is what the business is. Like you wrestle, you take gimmicks, you have a few beers, and it's almost like a vicious cycle where you sort of see where athletes and performers are now in the wrestling business at a more athletic level. Like it's almost like everybody is the same sort of build. Everyone's the same CrossFit sort of style, where I think that it's taken away from a lot of aspects. You still have people with different looks and different body shapes, but the majority are all very athletic and project that professional athlete look. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, but if not everybody needs to be that cookie cutter image. You gotta have,
exactly
to differentiate. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. So, but where were some of the promotions that you guys really enjoyed working together and you felt got the most out of being a tag team at?
Go ahead, John.
Shit, nah. I loved XPW, man. I thought it was a hell of a fucking place to work. Like the way that they booked everything was cool as hell. Like for me, it was my first time wrestling in the ECW arena, which was awesome. And I loved wrestling there. I loved wrestling for Pops at WXW.
That's Alpha the Wasamoan.
Yeah, Alpha the Wasamoan. He introduced us to the TV aspect of how we needed to keep our match short to a certain, keep everything on time, and our entrance has to be, you can't just fucking stand there and wait 10 minutes for your theme song to run through.
Drop,
you can't pull a fucking Sandman and have a 30-minute intro, when you're on TV.
Exactly.
So shit like that was always cool for me, but Frank Goodman wrestling for Goodman and Jack Sabbath, those 2 guys, USA Pro and ICW, 2 awesome places to work. Also,
they gave us our start on the New York Indies.
For me, it was Goodman gave me my first opportunity on the indie show, and then Jack gave me my first push. So
yeah. And like from comparing like how indie wrestling is from say the East Coast to the West Coast, is there a style difference at all?
Well, see, it's different. You say the East and the West, and it's fine. but the Northeast had a different style from everything else. The Northeast was we were ahead of the game, the Northeast. So you had guys like me, Homicide, my brother, the Hit Squad, SAT, Red, who are Loki, Xavier, and every one of us, we were the same, but we all had a different style. So where I had more of a shoot, smash mouth style. Homicide had his. Homicide's a hybrid. He could go do anything with anybody. He's a hybrid. My brother, he's fast paced. He does like cool high spots, but he's more ground based. Then you got Red and the SAT. They were like all over the place. And then the Hit Squad, just this regular like bruiser team, like smash mouth
brawler.
Then you got Xavier, who could do just about anything, and then Loki, he was like a martial arts movie come to life. So I mean, we all brought something different to the table. I mean, Angel was around then too, but Angel was already gone. He was ECW already when
established.
ECW was the big thing, and then when ECW started touring, that's when like USA Pro really shot out, and then ICW formed out of USA Pro. Yeah. And really, USA Pro and ICW, that was the predecessor for Ring of Honor. Yeah. Ring of Honor. Because if it wasn't for those guys booking all that talent, they probably wouldn't be a Ring of Honor. Because when I started with Frank Goodman, I was the first true cruiserweight with Frank Goodman, and then Low Key and all these guys started coming in. Oh, and then you had a great team called the Boogie Knights, who, man, they were phenomenal on the mic, and it was like they could take a beating and they could give it. They were like heat magnets.
Yeah, I remember the name, the Boogie Knights. I remember seeing them.
They got ripped. They were great, but they got ripped off in WCW. Their gimmick got stolen in WCW. Yeah, I think Disco Inferno, right?
And
Disco Inferno and Alex Wright.
Alex Wright, yeah. Man, that's crazy. But as far as like, you know, ECW, you know, a lot of the guys from ECW were trained at Gleason's. Right. You know, was that always something like, did you sort of, was it more like Gleason's gym was like a feeder system to ECW, do you think?
I think it was, because they said at one time, like, Paul would come through and he would, you know, I guess Paul, because he's from New York, so he would come through. I think even at one time Vince Russo was at Gleason's for something. I'm not sure, but that was before my time. But yeah, pretty much it was a feeder, because it was ECW is based out of New York, Philly. So yeah, he's gonna pull from the Monster Factory and Gleason's. Those were your two big schools in the Northeast, besides Alpha's, and that's where he was gonna pull most of his talent. So that's where he got Devon, Taz, Dances with Dudley's, Big Dick Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, Angel, Skull Von Crush, Big Vito, the Musketeer, Billy Walker. You know, those guys they all came out of Gleason.
I mean, did you guys have that sort of starry-eyed, like, thinking, okay, hopefully we're going to eventually be in ECW one day when you started training?
That was because for me, when I saw ECW, I saw ECW, and when I first saw ECW, Eddie was there, and Dean was there, and they had Taz and Jericho and Mysterio. And these are guys that are like close to my height. And then I see Taz and Dean Malenko. I'm like, these guys wrestle the style that, like, Taz is, you know, me and Taz, boom, suplex. Yeah, I could do that all day. So I'm like, that guy's more like me. And then I like Dean Malenko's style, so I'm just gonna merge the two. And I knew I would have been more perfect for ECW, because it was everybody was around our size.
Yeah, and ECW as well was like they weren't restricting guys, I think, and a lot of the time in the major companies they were looking at, you know, they were pretty much getting, you know, pepperoni nipples when they're seeing guys with a 6'6", you know, and about 300 pounds walking in, and then, you know, like, even they say like X-Pac being a small guy, but X-Pac is like,
he's kind of tall, yeah.
He's 6'1", like,
he's a big dude, man.
He's wiry.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, and even Shawn Michaels would be in the same like 6'1", like, and that's what they call a small dude. But I think that the evolution of wrestling as well, where like guys of different heights and girls of different height sizes have been able to get in the ring and show and be on that more entertaining level. And I think it really started with like the cruiserweights in the 90s, and it sort of broke that mold.
Yeah, if there was no, if that never happened, the game would be the game would still be prehistoric. They revolutionized the game.
And ECW as well did a lot of things where they were like, you know what, you can work. All right, I'm going to put you in a match. I'm going to put you on TV. I'm going to do this. And it gave guys an opportunity to really establish a name for themselves where they may not have gotten that opportunity elsewhere. And, open doors for them as well. So.
Yeah, because you had great guys like Simon Diamond, Rhino, Angel DeVito. Although when those guys were having them come down, I would drive Angel because I was Angel's young boy. I would drive him to the shows, and and Angel would tell me, he's like, "Hey, bring your bag. Always have your bag. You never know. So I bring my stuff. I helped them set up the ring, do all that. Rhino was there. They were all helping. And then I saw Rhino's first match. He wrestled DeVito his first match, and it was like boom, right there. You got to see all these great guys. Like DeVito's a phenomenal worker. Angel's great. Angel could wrestle anybody. They had the best of the best talent.
Oh, absolutely. And, you mentioned Rhino, which they pretty much rocket strapped that guy as soon as he got to ECW. And, man, rightfully so. Like, gimmick, style, everything. He just had money written on him, And if they didn't, it would have just been a matter of time before he got snapped up back then, But what's the main sort of point now at you guys for your career where you guys are at now? Like, you guys have been in the business for, over 20 years.
Right.
Do you guys still want to be going out there and being active on the indie circuit and really grinding still? Like, where are you guys at in the business?
Basically, we're out of Central Florida, and that's where we're, and I'll be honest with you, I only wrestle because my son likes it. I love it, but he's really pops for it. So we go out and we go do our thing, and then we have a good fan following, and USA Pro is moved to Orlando. So it's the same promoter that gave me my start in New York. He's running Orlando. So, it's like coming home, like on that roster. I've been there longer than everybody on that roster.
Full circle.
Yeah. So, and their fans are great. And, I wrestle. I do it for, the fans. And I don't whore myself out. Like, I'm not going to go do every show because Florida don't really pay shit for indie wrestling. And I'm not going to whore myself out for chump change. But no,
100%. Is it the same for you, LowRyda?
Yeah, man.
He goes where I tell him.
Pretty much.
The big brother syndrome kicks in, huh?
For me, man, like I still enjoy wrestling. I enjoy. For me, it's more, seeing the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy the way interacting with the fans and everything like that. I'm not trying to make it no more. I'm almost 40, and my one of my goals was to get on WWE or WCW, but WCW had shut down before that time, and I got my little job match in WWE back in, I don't even know how long ago that was now, but it was probably like 8-9 years ago. Yeah. But like I got my little shine in there and got to experience that and it was huge for me. Got to scratch it off that bucket list.
Yeah. And
I can't fucking complain, man. Like it's for me, I just enjoy still occasionally getting in there. Plus I'm in there with my brother. If my brother wasn't doing it with me, I probably would be wrestling still,
Yeah, 100%. It's sort of just being able to do it with your brother and have that family connection for you guys. It sounds like it keeps obviously that bond between you guys close as well, man. That you have that thing that you guys both love and enjoy still doing. But
it's pretty cool because now we bring my son along, and like the last show before COVID hit, we won the tag championship, and we came out, and he came out with us with his face painted up just like us, and you know,
That's cool.
he got to come in the ring, and we have another little fan of ours named little T. He came in the ring, they held the belts up, and it was great. Like, you know, crowd loved it. I mean, we do, you know, I'm living, even if I never made it to the big show, I still living my dream regardless.
100%, man.
You know?
And that's the thing. It's like you still did that step, you know, of being a professional wrestler and doing that and living that and experiencing that, and that's something that no one can take away from you, no matter what level that someone does it on, whether if they do it on at WWE or on the independents. It's still people accomplishing their goal and their dream of being a professional wrestler, getting in the ring and experiencing that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But you know, like, LowRyda, you mentioned, you know, about 8-9 years ago, getting an opportunity to do a match in WWE. Was there any opportunity there that they were talking about signing you, or was it only for you to come in and do a job? And
no, it was just for the job purposes to get Ryback in his debut. You know, they were like, hey, we need a small guy that could bump. Alpha sent me and another guy, and then when we got there, Stryker was like, oh man, that's my boy, that dude can bump all day, he'll make this guy look good, you know. So, you know, it was that was like a whole different kind of experience, you know, to be back there and, you know, seeing a bunch of people that, you know, I've done indies with at the time, working there. It was pretty cool, you know.
yeah, and how was was it almost like a deer in headlight sort of thing being there for you though at a point?
I'd say as soon as for me, I was never really a promo guy. I ain't like talking on the mic. So, you know, my brother and whoever I teamed up with always cut promos for me. So I was always, you know, I always did my talking in the ring, you know. So when they were like, "Hey, we want you to cut a promo," I'm like, "The fuck, y'all got me. I'm here for a fucking job. You gonna have me cut a damn promo?" And you know, they basically just told me like, "Hey, this is the little keynotes that we want you to hit, and just go out there and hit those notes. And you know, Ryback's gonna come out. He's gonna squash you 3-4 minutes. You know,
And
make him look good." Yeah, wear these fucking Speedos. I've never fucking wrestled in Speedos. I was like, what the fuck?
So they didn't let you come out in LowRyda gimmick?
They basically because my gear, they said that they didn't want me wearing my gear because my gear had my name on it, and they wanted to call me Barry Stevens. So it's like, oh well, hey, we can't let you rock that. So I'm like, okay. And then so when I was, you know, rolling around before the show started, I had on my gear, and what the fuck was that dude's name? The fake Hunico, the second Sin Cara. He was like, oh man, he's like, yo, he's like, I like your gear, who made it? And I'm like, oh, you know, I got it made out in California, you know, blah 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 blah. This motherfucker, a couple weeks later, comes out with my fucking gear on.
No.
Yeah. And he came out with a fucking bike and everything, dude. Ripped my whole shit.
Gee, I remember that. Yeah, he came out with like
with the little LowRyda bicycle, man. That motherfucker ripped my whole shit off. My debut show on ICW came out with my fucking LowRyda bike and everything. And that motherfucker came out, jacked my whole shit.
Ever confronted him about it?
Nah, I never seen the dude again.
Fucking hell. But that's the thing, man. In pro wrestling, bro, fucking motherfuckers are just gonna steal your shit right in front of you and fucking tell you to like it while they smile in your face, bro. It's
and then once it's done on TV, you're pretty much fucked because people are gonna be like, oh shit, oh yeah, that's Hunico's gimmick. Like, fuck you, that's my gimmick. I've been doing this shit since 99, motherfucker.
Dude, it's it's exactly right, man. And now it's like, you know, guys that have been doing that gimmick on the indies for years, as soon as it's done on the main stage on WWE, oh, you're just trying to copy that Hunico guy from WWE now, aren't you? It's like, I've been doing it for 10 years. Yeah. So it would get immensely frustrating, I think, for guys like that. But I'd assume that it's something that happens quite regularly.
Yeah. He ain't telling you the whole truth. A couple years before that, he had opportunity to get signed. He just couldn't gain weight.
Yeah,
they tried to sign. And this was around the time the Miz and them were in during that Tough Enough time.
Yep.
They bought them all the Tough Enough cast to come watch us wrestle on the Indies, and they pulled him off to the side, Al Snow and the guy Big Cat, and they were talking with him, and they were interested in him, and they just wanted him to like gain some weight.
Yeah, dude told me he was like, hey, he's like, I love your look, I love your style, everything like that. He's like, hey, if you could get like 30 pounds, I'll get you a contract. And I'm like, 30 pounds? I'm like, dude, I eat, if you knew what the fuck I eat, like I was eating like a box of cookies, drinking a gallon of milk a day, and I couldn't gain no weight. I was like 155 pounds still, you know?
Jeez.
And Buddy was like, he's like, well, I can't tell you how you're going to gain the weight, but you know how you can gain the weight. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
B12 injections.
I was like, listen, man, I'm fucking terrified of needles, man. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, but it's crazy that's the way they pitch it to you. I mean, there's one way you can,
I can't tell you how, but you can do it if you really want to. And then if you do get those 30 pounds, give me a call. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh, dude, yeah, fuck that. Like, yeah, but how many people would do that just to get that opportunity and never get it? And then they go, oh, I've gained 40 pounds now. I need to gain like 50 pounds. Like it's just the evolution of it. And you've seen for years, like guys just abuse that needle and abuse steroids, and it just ultimately just grinds them down into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the thing, to have that mindset to go, no, I'm not going to go down that road. It's, man, I take my hat off to you, man, because a lot of guys that they get presented with that would probably do it.
Listen, if it wasn't that I'm so much of a pussy for the needle, I would have been in. I'm not even going to fucking lie, man. I'm not going to fucking lie.
You would have been like double jab both cheeks, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. If I wasn't scared of needles, I would have been like, hey, who the fuck? I would have went to the Russian dude at Gleason's. I'm like, yo, hook me the fuck up.
Hey, yeah.
Motherfucker.
So Russian growth hormone.
So we had a Russian guy at the Gleason's. He was legit over 7 feet tall, big dude named Sid. Yeah, and then so this story, they put him on. Johnny's like, this is my giant. He's the nobody could beat the giant because the giant's unbeatable. Yeah. So they put him in a 6-man. They put him. You got it.
Yeah.
They put him in a 6-man tag to protect them. So he's working with 2 other guys against my brother and 2 other guys.
He was the shit. Big time.
He was the shit.
In a 6-man match to protect him.
So he comes in the ring to clear house. And you ever hear of a guy? You heard us talk about Cheetah, right? Nasty Nate.
Yeah.
So you'll hear stories about him in the future. Anyways, he goes and Cheetah kicks him in the balls, right? Like full speed kicks him in the balls. And then he kicks him in the balls the second time. The dude just drops to his knees. And then he's like laid out. And then Cheetah holds his legs, and then he tags. My brother gets tagged in. He comes flying off the top rope, hits him in the nuts, and then he pins my brother pins him and gets the 3 count on him. So the crowd goes crazy. We're in New Jersey. The crowd goes crazy. We get back to the locker room. Johnny's like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "You just pinned the fucking giant. Now I can't use him. He has no power."
He's like the smallest motherfucker.
And then on top of it, the smallest guy in the match pins the giant.
I was like 130 pounds at the time, too.
And the guy was just like, he was none the wiser. The guy that got pinned, he was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, dude.
He was dangerous. He was green and dangerous because he was awkward. Like you could get hurt wrestling him.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like you get in there with someone that doesn't know what they're doing. It's just,
and he was juiced out his mind.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So obviously, being very sort of like you're stiff in the ring and stiff with movement as well.
Yeah.
It'd just be like looking sloppy. So but that's crazy, man. But guys, look, you guys. have got a bit of announcement to make as well. Like into professional wrestling that you guys have had. You guys are now moving into another venture. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Okay, and
want to make this announcement?
Let's why don't we? All right, you guys ready for the announcement? Let's play this.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
All right. There it is. Welcome to the MWA Podcast Network, boys. It's going to be Knights of the Gimmick Table with my boy Boogaloo and LowRyda. Boys, tell the people what Knights of the Gimmick Table is going to be all about.
Go ahead, Sean. Tell them.
We're pretty much planning on just bringing a couple of our boys on that we've met across the road, over the years. We're gonna bring them in. Have them tell stories about shit that we've done that they've seen and experienced while on the road. We're gonna tell some crazy ass stories that we've had, and we've seen along the time, Probably gonna drink some Fosters along the way, right, Angel?
We're gonna start, and we'll probably tell like some of our ribs that we've done on people and prank calls. And stuff like that. Yeah, that'll be like starting May 2nd, Sunday, May 2nd, 9 p.m. because we got to put the babies to sleep first.
That's it. Put the kids to sleep. This is not going to be for your average children's show. I'll tell you that, guys. But
that video is phenomenal.
It is, man. Charles did a great job.
Hats off to Charles and Cicada for the music. Like I told you earlier today when you showed it to me, my pants got tight in the front. It's amazing.
Man, and we're really proud to have you guys part of the MWA podcast family, guys. It's amazing to have you guys on board and on this journey with us. And Knights of the Gimmick Table is going to be something completely different in the podcast world, and it's going to take everyone by storm. And man, I'm really looking forward to checking out the first show. You can check it out on twitch.tv/MWA World or MWA Podcast Network on YouTube. That's where it's at. Make sure you hit that follow, hit that subscribe, hit that share, that like, and even leave a comment for the boys. Leave it for us on any of our shows. We appreciate it all. But guys, this is going to be an amazing show, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity. When Angel sort of brought you guys in for doing this podcast, you guys were the first names that he really said. It was like, hey, like we need to get these guys, man. These guys will be an amazing addition to it. They're exactly like us, the same sort of sick sense of humor, and be really entertaining to have their own show. So we're really on board for that. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate this opportunity, man. It's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be a blast for me,
Oh, absolutely, man. And that's the thing, guys. If you guys want to check out all of our shows on the MWA Podcast Network, make sure that you go and check us all out on Twitch and on YouTube. And just let everyone as well know, me and Charles announced this the other day. By the 15th of May, we are ending all live streaming on Facebook. If you want to see any of our shows, you need to find it out on Twitch. You need to find that shit out.
What's up, Alan?
We got Alan in the background here as well.
So. That's my boy.
Yeah, but guys, before we wrap this up, there is a little game I like to play called Guess the Australian Slang. How it's going to work is
I saw Homicide do this. It was oh my god. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so how do you guys want to do it? Do you want to do it you want to take turns, or do you want to just like yell it out?
We can take turns.
You want to take turns? All right.
Yeah, we can take turns.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll give him the Iggy. I'll give him the Iggy if I can. If I don't.
Okay, so I'll go with you, Boogaloo, first. Right, this one's for you. Okay, the word is dead set. I'll use it in a sentence. Mate, are you fucking dead set?
Dead set. For me, it sounds like, hey, let's get it going. Like with dead set to get this thing rolling.
What about serious?
Yeah, it means like, are you fucking serious, mate? Like seriously? Like,
look at that, man. I'm ready for Australia, bro.
What is it? What does it mean?
It means like seriously, like true, really?
Oh, okay,
all right. Now here's one for LowRyda. Dunny. Hey LowRyda, where's your dunny?
Dunny?
Oh, shit. Where's your dunny?
Yeah, where's your dunny? What's a dunny?
I don't know, a hat? Where's my hat?
No. Boogaloo, you want to have a crack, bro?
A dunny. Where's my dunny? Shit. I don't know. Is that your like a side piece, like your girl or something?
No, no, completely opposite. It's a toilet.
Oh man,
a dunny's like a shitter. Okay, damn. So here's another one. This is cracker fat, and I'm gonna say, and I'll put this in a sentence for you. Jesus, I just cracked a fat.
Through a fart?
Nope. LowRyda, you want to have a crack?
Crack the fat. Like, oh yeah, just crack the fat.
What is it, like bang the fat chick?
No, crack a fat means you rose to the occasion.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like a chub.
Like a chub.
You cracked a chub. Okay. Yeah. So here's this one's gonna be, there's gonna be a couple in here, right? So this is gonna be Servo, Bottle-O, and Macca's. And I'm gonna put it all in a sentence. And this is for both of you, so you can work together on this one. Hey fellas, can you go past the Servo, then swing past the Bottle-O, and then stop by Macca's on the way to my house? So what's a Servo, what's a Bottle-O, and what's Macca's?
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna say the Boogaloo has something to do with like it's like a bar or some shit.
Like get the like the drinks
or whatever.
It's a liquor store.
Okay, and the Macca's, it sounds like McDonald's because
yeah,
Mac. Yep. Okay. What's the other one?
Servo. What the fuck is Servo? Yeah, I got no clue on that. Servo.
Like a service station, like gas stations.
Yeah. There you go. You got it, man. You guys are pretty.
Look at that, man. Yo, we're ready for Australia, man. Fuck.
All right. Now here's another one. Here's another one. Oh fuck! Angel's come over to my house to use my swimming pool again. He's wearing his fucking budgie smuggler.
I'm gonna say it's his little fucking banana hammock that he likes to wear in the locker room.
Oh yeah, remember that shit?
Remember that fucking guy.
Speedos.
We're gonna tell that story. So a budgie smuggler is a speedo. You guys are getting really, really good at this. Okay, so this is another 3-1 that I'm gonna put 3 in this one. So you're gonna tell me what it means. It's gonna be Franger, old fella, Sheila. Hey fellas. You got a spare Franger for me, old fella? I just picked up this Sheila.
A spare finger for the old fella.
A spare Franger for the old fella. Because I just picked up this Sheila.
Okay, I think I got this. You got a condom for my dick because I just picked up this rat.
Bro, 100%. All right, we're gonna go a couple more. We'll go a couple more. No wuckers. And I'll use it in a sentence. No wuckers, mate.
Oh man, no whackers. I don't know what the fuck.
No wuckers.
No wuckers.
It's a really Aussie way to say no fucking worries, mate.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, here's another one that we're going to say. Rooted. Ah, fuck, I'm rooted.
Fuck, I'm rooted.
I'm so rooted right now.
Drunk.
Fucked up.
No, rooted means usually like, yeah, just completely fucked, like tired, just exhausted, just I'm rooted, mate. So yeah, like, all right. So what about this one? Okay, this is another one which is going to be root. So I went up to this Sheila the other night and asked if she wanted a root.
Wanted the roots.
I'm gonna guess if you want to fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, in America, you guys have like, oh yeah, I root for this team. But if you say that to Australian, we think that you're like actually like going to be like fucking for that team, and like, so what you're going to be like fucking some chick while you're like, yeah, I'm fucking rooting for you, mate. It's a bit fucking odd, boys. Not gonna lie. All right, last one for you guys. Hey fellas, you want to come over to my house for a barbie and we can drink some piss?
Come over for a barbecue, right?
And drink Foster's.
Yeah, we ain't drinking Foster's at my house, boys, but we are drinking beer.
Well, it tastes like piss, though.
But guys, that's been Guess the Aussie Slang Game. Boogaloo LowRyda, thank you so much for joining today to be on my show. Guys, congratulations on the new podcast coming up.
Thank you.
I'm really excited, man. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully I can come on and be as a guest, because I'd love to hear some
anytime, definitely. You got open invitation. You can just pop in. We need you to pop in because you got to meet some of these characters. You got to meet them firsthand. You're gonna have to meet them firsthand. Some of these characters. So yeah, when we get them on, you're gonna have to come on with them so you can actually, because you're gonna want elaboration on some of these stories.
you know it. But guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. Everyone in the audience, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. Make sure you keep an eye out for Nights of the Gimmick Table next week. We've also got Alan Kwee Funk's new show coming out, which is going to be Get Funked, which will be debuting next week. So make sure that you're checking that out. Why not? Let's bring Alan in as well.
He's going to have a lot of cool. Hey, what's up, Alan?
Baby. Alan, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? What's up?
Alan has joined us.
This guy's going to have a lot of cool stuff going on with his show.
Yeah, man, I got Chuck Palumbo for my first guest Thursday night at 7 p.m.
Chuck Palumbo.
There you go, guys. You've heard it here live.
I was a fan.
Queewee's going to have on Get Funked Chuck Palumbo, former WCW, WWE tag team wrestler and tag team champion. The Knights of the Gimmick Table, they're going to be dropping their shit every single week on Sunday nights. Make sure that you're keeping an eye out for that. But guys, until next time, this has been Shooting the Shit Uncensored, and I'm the Bald, the Beard, the Beautiful, and we'll fucking see you soon, boys.
All right. Yeah.